And this is the beginning of part 13, where we are going to discuss verse 7 of Revelation 4 and verse 8 of Revelation 4, discussing the four beasts that sat upon the Ark of the Covenant. And this is the Ark of the Covenant, and the four beasts that are spoken about in the Bible appear on this pictograph, which is the most complex series of pictographs and glyphs on earth, and has been for 7,000 years. Any theologian on the planet Earth that breathes oxygen, I will debate you and make you look like a fool in front of your peers. Now, moving on to verse number 7. Verse number 7 depicts the first creature. Excuse me, we're still on verse number 6. At the very center of the throne itself stood four living creatures covered with eyes front and back. At the very center of the throne. Will you people think in a lineal fashion and you believe this is the center of the throne? But it's not, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to show you where the center of the throne is, and that is why no one has ever been able to discern how to read the Bible and see the Ark of the Covenant on the reverse of the $1 bill. The center of the throne. This is the throne. So if this is the throne, this white section, and you took a division of half the throne, the center of the throne is where it is surrounded by eyes. The center of the throne is where it is surrounded by eyes. The creatures that were covered with eyes, these are the creatures, these are the eyes. There is an eye here, an eye here, and on the opposite side there are eyes here and here. There is the creatures that are Egyptian faces that face this way, and vice versa on the opposite side. There is Egyptian faces that face this way, Egyptian faces that face this way, Egyptian faces that face this way, Egyptian faces that face that way. And on the end of the throne itself, on both sides, is a face of a Mayan god. There is an actual face on the actual edge of the throne that is the face of a Mayan god. And when you clip it down like that, or blow this up to the point where it is easily seen, let us show you the face of the Mayan god is right here. It's this face that is to the right of the edge of the bill. The Mayan god facing this way. And it is readily seeable and discernible if you have the ability to see. Now, moving back to verse number 6, it is very clear that the eyes of the living creatures that stood around the throne, both front and back, are these eyes that face this way and this way. And we're going to put this on end. Now we're going to put it on end, and we're going to blow it up to the point where you can readily see faces that face this way, faces that face this way. And then when we bring the bill to the opposite side, it is as clear as day that there are faces that face towards the right and faces that face towards the left. These are the faces of the Egyptian gods and the eyes that set upon and around the end of the throne. The first creature represented is likened unto a lion. The first creature that is represented is likened unto a lion. Well, there is no lion, ladies and gentlemen, but there is in fact the tribe of Judah represented on the reverse of the $1 bill. And the tribe of Judah that is represented on the reverse of the $1 bill is done so by utilizing the word one, because Jesus came from the tribe of Judah. Jesus came from the tribe of Judah, and Jesus was denoted as the lion. And Jesus and the Lord God are interchangeable as an entity. Therefore, if the word one represents God, the word one represents Jesus, and the word one represents lion. That is the first creature or beast that sits inside the throne that sits upon the reverse of the $1 bill. That is the lion. The second is likened unto an ox. Now this is not so tricky because we've gone over this before. The ox sits upon the reverse of the $1 bill in this configuration. This is the ox. Now if you can't see that as an ox, then I can show you this as an ox. This is a representation of an oxen, and I move it around so that you can see the different angles. However, I created another pictograph to represent the oxen, and now I am going to blow up this screen and blacken it out, and at the same time I am going to show you the oxen again when it's in a plain view, which is what people look at when they see money. This is a representation of the oxen, but it's a pretty poor representation because it doesn't utilize Euclidean optics. So let's utilize Euclidean optics, ladies and gentlemen. And now what you see on your screen is a perfect representation of an oxen. And when you look at the mouth and tip of the oxen's face, all I did was shadow in the oxen's antlers or horns. When you look at the mouth of the tip of the oxen, and when you look at this from a point of view, from either side it looks like two faces of Egyptian men. But when you look at it and it's folded and facing almost exactly like you, it is in fact a picture of an oxen or a bullock on the reverse of the $1 bill. There you have the oxen. If you don't believe that's the case, now I'm going to show you another oxen on the reverse of the $1 bill. You cannot come to any other conclusion that this is a picture of an oxen as well. And here it is, up close and personal. If I can get that to focus in, you will see an oxen. Let's see if we can do that. No, we can't do that. But this is a picture of an oxen on the end of the $1 bill, and this is a picture of another oxen on the end of the $1 bill when you fold it in this configuration. This is the bullock or the ox spoken about in verse 6 of the book of Revelation, chapter 4, verse 6 in the book of Revelation. Now, moving on to the next beast. The third beast had the face of a man. Well, we already know what the face of a man looks like because this is the face of a man on the $1 bill. This is the face of the man on the reverse of the $1 bill that sets around the Ark of the Covenant, ladies and gentlemen. Let there be no doubt that this face that you see before you is in fact the face of an oxen. It is the face of the six-winged seraphim that has the face of a man. And moving to the last creature that is denoted as an eagle. It is denoted as an eagle. It is denoted as an eagle. We all know that the eagle sets upon the reverse of the $1 bill. However, when you look at this pictograph and you see, not only do you see an oxen, but you in fact see an eagle. Because there is the eagle that sets upon the reverse of the $1 bill, and this is the oxen that sets upon the reverse of the $1 bill. And there you have verses 1 through 7. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that this is in fact a reality, and no one on earth has the ability to prove me wrong. No one on earth has the ability to prove me wrong. And each of the 4 living creatures had 6 wings. The 6th winged seraphim. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 6th winged seraphim. When you take a magnifying glass and magnify this, and you take the eyes that appear as the bullock's eyes, when you take a magnifying glass and look to the left and right side of the bullock's eyes, you will see 6 lines in what appear to be the bullock's horns, but are actually the wings of the 6th winged seraphim that have faces before and behind. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the Ark of the Covenant is described on the reverse of the $1 bill. And this is Michael Fazio telling you, I need to get a bigger camera.